my official names are Sarah Jerry Mwangi. Mwangi is my husband. I'm married. K stands for my dad's name. My dad's name is Kiari. My first album, I was not married, so I had to use, the names that I had. When I got married, we didn't see the need of changing it again because of the trademark and all that. Every year is important to any person because we are not guaranteed how long we will live. That's God's secret that knows you live for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So we celebrate, even if it's every year. I think every year everyone wants to celebrate his or her birthday. And so I thought 50 is not a small number. I know there are those who are celebrating 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and I'm looking forward for that. But for me, the numbers that I have always waited, it is 40. When I was 40 again, I was so excited about it because they say life begins at 40, and I was like, oh, now. Exactly. Now, and 50, I was very expectant of it because, 50 years is like a huge thing to me. Patience makes you understand each and every person. We are not created the same. I wish I knew that when I was young. I mean, when I was 20s. I would have maybe I would be having so many friends, more than what I have today. Maybe I would have done so many things more than what I have done today. But maybe I had a little bit of it. Or what I am doing, maybe I'm ninajaza. So to every human being, patience is very, even you, as you work here, I'm sure so many times you feel like, I'm losing hope, but you speak to yourself, okay, just wait a little longer. If you don't have patience with God, then you lose hope in so many things. I stayed for 18 years before ile kupasuka in music industry. For 18 years, I was like all through struggling. Not that I was singing songs that were not known. In 18 years, I sang songs that were known. Nasema asante kwa maana fadhili zako, nina sababu ya kukuabudu, pressing on. Songs that were sung in churches. Everywhere. But for me, I was still struggling with myself. I was still struggling with the gift, the talent that God had given me. I was feeling that I was not going anywhere. And for true, I later came to know it was true because other musicians would ask me, Sarah, kwa nini wewe who hit? That's the word. Kwa nini ya hit? Your music is good. Young people are coming and na wana hit. Kwa nini hujai pokea any award? Let me tell you, my first time to receive an award was 2014. From 1991. 1991 to 2014. That's a long time. And not that my songs were not known. They were. But do you know what I understand today? And that is why I said, I wish when I was 20, I wish I knew what I know today. That vumilia, wait upon the Lord, look up to God. Because for this building where we are right now, it's a huge building. I know when the contractor came and the construction started, it was not just nakaenda juu. There was a lot of work that was done underground. Works that we will never see. Kuna vitu zilimwagwa chini kukachimbwa chini ambazo hatutawahi ziona. And that is why the building has gone up and is still strong. The same thing. There are things Mungu anafanyanga underground. And for me, he did for 18 years. Good songs, but I was not going anywhere. I later came to breakthrough in 2010 when I did Liseme. So many people thought that was my first album. Yet that was, I don't know, kumi na ngapi album. My parents were business people. And so it is like you are moving from one place to the other. I was born in Nairobi initially. And I went to school at Babandogo Primary School up to class 3. Then we moved. From there, we went to Kiambu, that's where my dad comes from. To Kiambu, I stayed there up to class 5. Then we moved from Kiambu. We went to to Loitoktok in Masai Land. I went there again to class 5 because I repeated. They said they were akukuwa na nafasi ya class 6, so I went back to class 5. And that is where most of my life was. If I kama naweza peana hadithi ya story yangu, it is now Loitoktok, in Loitoktok, Rombo.
How was it?
It was good. At first it was not easy because from Kikuyu land to Masai land, and not exactly Masai land because it is at the border of Kenya and Tanzania. So Kiswahili huko ni Kiswahili sanifu. Na nimetoka Kiambu, nilienda, nikakuja, mpila. In fact, I remember one time, my colleagues laughed and laughed at me when I asked them, nirushie mpila. You know, I still remember that. So it was, you know, ile unasikia kwamba inakurudisha chini kwanza until you zoead, and then you will be able to come up again. I have, tunasemanga kwa Kiswahili una kofia nyingi. So just understand and know which color you are supposed to wear when. Is it blue? Is it yellow? Is it white? Is it red? So when I am ministering, I am somebody else altogether. When I go home to my siblings, I am their sister, their elder sister. And so I should behave, nikienda kwa mom, kama ni whatever, tutacheka and we'll do all that. And even when I go to my home, to my place, to my children and to my husband, kama nilikuwa na kofia ya kuminister, kama nilikuwa na kofia ya kuwa celebrated, I don't enter home and expect my husband to stand up for me and celebrate. Here comes. No. I go home, I put my handbag there, and start doing the way mothers do and wives do. The very first value is to fear God. When you fear God, then you have everything. That is what my mother told me. That is how I was brought up by my mother. That fear God, love God, serve God. And that is what I put to everybody else. Luckily, or by God's grace, we are 3 sisters and 3 brothers. 3 sisters are pastors. I mean, 2 sisters are pastors, including myself now. I'm a gospel singer. And so, in fact, our 3rd born is also a gospel singer. The 2nd born is a pastor, and even the gospel singer now, that one is also a pastor, and is married to a bishop. So our brothers, they have their career, but our last born brother is a pastor, and he's also a musician. And again, he's also my producer. He's the one who produces, exactly, musically and gifted, and yes. So that is all what I know. Fear God. My children, they have their own career, but in whatever thing you do, if you don't put God first, if you don't serve God in whatever thing you are doing, serving God is not only in the church. Serving God is wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Even what you are doing, you can serve God. If you choose to serve God in whatever, in your career, you will serve God in it. Nobody can perceive, nobody can really tell who you'll become. People start understanding when God start unveiling the veil that has been there for a long time. And so, for me, when I was growing up, like any other child, I faced so many things. Discouragement and kudharauliwa na kutusiwa, you are the ugliest, and look at you. Maybe because you have meno yako ni inaka brown, it was brown, and all those things, and zinaanza kukufanya self-esteem yako inaenda chini. You are not as beautiful as others, and your esteem starts going down. But as you grow up and start realizing maybe who you are, and God starts unveiling the who, the you, the exactly you, and you start looking at yourself again in the mirror. And God, that time, those days, what wale walikuwa wanakuja ni wako discourage. But a time comes when people will be, the kind of people who will be coming, ni wale wako kuambia, If only you can add this kind of lipstick, you look good. Now, once you do that, you are like, mwah, mwah, oh yes, you start loving yourself. Those small things people do. Then they start giving you your self-esteem. Every child wants to be with their parents, and both parents. As innocent as a child is, not able to process very well what is happening. I mean, what is separation? I mean, if there are people who lived well with the parents before, it is us. Because both of my parents were Christians. And they brought us in the fear of God. So, as a child then, I could not understand what was happening. Now, they are fighting. All of a sudden, one parent has gone, the other one has gone, and we are left here. And so, it is usually very difficult for every parent, every child, losing their children, not in death, but, you know, parents going separate ways because of their fighting, and children are left wondering, who are we? Who should we follow? Ni nani mzuri? Ni baba? Ni mama? It is very confusing, and you'll find that it will affect the children even in their old age. Believe you me, even today, it affects me, as old as I am.
How does it affect?
It affects me because they are not together, and so I don't know. This time I'm visiting my mom, this time I'm visiting my dad, and of course you'll find yourself favoring one, and you know, and you, as a grown up, I need blessings from all of them. I need blessings. They are my children. I mean, they are my parents. I will not have any other biological parents apart from them. If only they would become patient with each other. If only they would be able, you know, patients say that I patiently try to understand you. There is no one that is good. I saw them fighting as a firstborn. When I got married, I was like, me, kuna mtu atawahi niguza. Mimi nikiona ananichukulia kidole hivi. Natoroka. So you can imagine now the attitude ile unaingia nayo kwa marriage. It's very bad. Until later, as a born-again Christian, I prayed to God. I told God, I am not my mother, I am not my father, I am Sarah. I want to go there as Sarah. So Lord, help me to take care of my marriage. And no one is good. Any one of us can make a mistake. It is only to exercise patience and understanding and try to understand. And of course, munakosoana na munaambiana. It is okay to get angry. It is okay to tell your partner what you're doing is wrong. What is not right, it is to keep quiet. When things are not right, then you're keeping quiet because it will grow. Ukiona mmoja anakufinya and you keep quiet. Ukiona mmoja anakushautia and you keep quiet. Then it grows, it matures to something else. But what it is supposed to be, when one starts, because we are human beings, when one starts shouting, maybe you will not let him know or her right there, but after I may calm down, talk. And by the way, let's not shout to each other. Let's not shout to each other. Let's talk, we are grown-ups. And that way, utakuta ya kwamba mmeanza understand each other. Watoto wa siku hizi si kama hao wa zamani. Sisi tulikuwa na udogo modhi. I mean, ufala mwingine. Ungetele ya kwamba after these years I want to be exactly like this. It is like we were waiting for our parents to guide us. Though inside you had that desire, that thing. Unajikuta unatazama nguo nzuri, unadraw nguo nzuri. That is what was in me. But maybe I was not aware that I would become that. So even when they were telling me whatever, I was.
Now, have you ever made an attempt to go back to it, like fashion designing? Like try it or start?
I tried it because after dropping out of school, I went and did a little bit of it. That time we were calling it tailoring. I did tailoring, and I started practicing it for some time. Then I think the gift of singing came and took over everything. Everything, yes. I knew I was I knew I was a singer. That one I knew. Because even in the church, let me say my pastor helped me a lot. Because all the opportunities, he gave me all the opportunities, singing in choir and making sure I am the leader. In fact, let me surprise you. From Sunday school, I started leading songs from Sunday school. I was the leader of singing group in Sunday school. I became a teenager, and I was the one leading in praises. In church, when we were doing praise and worship, I was the one leading. So I grew up knowing that. And even crusades. We would do crusades, and my pastor would say, Sarah, you are coming with us because you'd be leading. As young as I was. I think I was a teenager then, I was 16. And so I knew I was a singer. That one I knew. And even my father at some point was encouraging me. My father used to encourage me. I remember when Mary Wamboi, Ahadi ya Bwana, did a song that was, I think it was maybe 1989 or 1990. My father used to tell me, do you know you can sing like her? Do you know if you work hard, you can sing, and I can maneuver how I can take you to radio stations and your song can be heard. And so even my parents believed that I was a singer. I cried, I prayed, I asked God to give me a better voice. But I went on and on. But I remember one time there was a producer that was called Robert Kamanzi, RK. I remember my first album, Swahili album, Wamtumainio Bwana, I went to his studio. And as I was singing, I was trying to bring up my voice. No, I was doing Nasema Asante. I was trying to bring up my voice, it sound the way people want. And he realized, and he told me, Sarah, you know what? Wacha kwenda hizo makiza juu. Sing the way the low voice, bring up your low voice. It is a powerful and beautiful voice. I think that is when I started now believing in myself with whatever voice that I have, and I accepted myself. We didn't know what luck is. We would eat what we wanted. And so after all that, now you're back to zero, to where now even Sukuma Wiki is an issue. At that point, your parent is struggling. As a firstborn, what do? You start struggling also. You start doing what you can.
Did you just start doing it yourself, or someone asked you to do?
No, I also felt that you know, I don't know, but there is a gift that firstborn has. They behave like their mothers, or I don't know. Because I could just look and see my mother is struggling. So my mind tells me, what can I do? What can I do? I need to do something. And I was telling my mom, I need to do something. I need to look for a job. I don't know, whatever job that I can get. So that at the end of the day, I can bring something. I can help you bring something. And remember, I was the only one who was not in school. The rest are in school, so we need to pay for them. So we went with my mother because the area that we were near majani, so kuchuna majani, we did not know how to do that. So we are tunafundishwa. And by the way, kuchuna majani, kama ujui, it's painful. Kuchosha vidole. I was not good at that because the much you pick, that is how you are going to earn. And so I would not be able to earn because I'm not able, I'm very slow in it. The other work is, mjengo was better. Mjengo is better because ni kubeba mawe na fundi anakuonyesha vile utafanya, so we'll do that, and that is strength. Mjengo ni nguvu. So I did that very well, I guess. I would say I did that very well. I did, I think, for 2 or 3 months.
From Django?
Yes, yes. Then, when we started music, there were no many radio stations, no media coverage was not really much. I think then was only the KBC was the famous one. So every singer that is singing anaangalia KBC. It was not easy to go through it. It was not easy. But even today, I remember one person who used to play my music a lot, and that is Wamboi. She was called Wamboi. These days, she's in Hope FM. Those are the people, Ruth Ndongo, those walikuanga sasa KBC, na walikuwa wanaleta a little bit of gospel. Those are the people now wangekuwa wanatupush. So there was challenges of of you want to be known. I remember the first year, the first album we did, it went all over, but you could not tell who did the song. As we speak today, the song is in one of the hymn books, Kikuyu hymn books. And you know, your song imeandikwa aje? Unknown. Yes, the song is there. Iko kwa hymn book, but unknown. Because the song went, it was a blow to everybody else.
You cannot claim that now.
There are things you just say, you are still going, yeah. The first award was 2014. Which one was that? Will I be able to remember? But I know the songs are Liseme did, Hakuna Silaha did. And I won Songwriter of the Year. I did that. I don't know, I can't remember exactly which year. And I did Worship Song of the Year. Yeah, and Best Female of the Year.
So which one of these awards is so significant to you? Which one is the best?
All are the best. All of them are the best. Becoming a Female Artist of the Year. You know, it means that watu wameona kile uko nayo. Watu wameona. Ni watu. This is about people. So watu wameona, wame appreciate. So to me, it is very important. Them giving you an award for Worship Song of the Year, it is because the song has ministered to them. It is very important. The Legend of the Year, it is because there is what they have seen. And to me, all of them are very important. I'm working on a project. I'll be doing live recording very soon. I'll let people know. So we are doing that, and we continue to do the ministry that we do of worship. No, now not just recording. Now we call people together every Tuesday at Nairobi Cinema, every Tuesday in the evening, and we worship together. We do worship together. And thousands of young people and old people, they come and we just do worship. That is more important to me than any other. Not that I will not be recording, but that one, because it is touching the heart of God. It is not just performing, it is pouring our hearts to God in worship. He says he's searching for them that we worship him in truth and in spirit. And so that is our opportunity to worship him, yes.
Okay. So do you have something else to do away from music?
I don't do anything else. Okay. I only do music. Well, we are farmers in Ushags, but as a person, what I do and what I love doing is music. I don't have any regrets.
Nothing at all?
Nothing to regret about. Because even that thing that you think is not right, it had a purpose. The word of God tells us everything has a reason. Everything worketh together for good to them that believe, trust, and have hope in God. And because I am in that category of believing that and having hope and trust and hope in God, then anything that happens, good or bad, there is a reason. I don't need to regret.